The Minnesota Vikings are looking to, shall we say, get back on the horse after dropping 2 straight games after coming out of the bye at 5-0. And I got to be honest, this defense has not been good. In fact, it's been kind of worrisome with how fast it's regressed under Brian Flores. And I mean, it was playing like one of the best in the league there for the first 5 games of the regular season, but again, has really regressed over the last couple of weeks. And I know you can't really expect a lot to change inside of 5 days after the latest game against the Detroit Lions, but they got to get back on the horse. They got to get back to creating turnovers, getting pressure on the quarterback, and all that kind of stuff. I don't think they barely pressured Matt Stafford, but overall, for the Vikings matchup heading into Sunday Night Football against the Colts, I think there are 5 keys. Uno, dos, cinco keys to success. I know I can't speak Spanish or a lot of it, even though I took 4 years of it in high school. That's the worst flex that anybody can have. So if anybody tells you they took a couple of years of Spanish in high school, no. Anyway, so we're going to go into the keys to success for the Vikings heading into the Colts game. Number 1, again, it comes down to getting back to aggressive style of defensive play. And apparently, I think I might have spelled aggressive wrong. Anyway, that doesn't take away from the point that you got to get after Joe Flacco. Yes, Anthony Richardson looks like he is not going to play or at least start this game. And so I think if you are the Vikings, you have to find a way to get after a guy like Joe Flacco and just kind of keep him on his feet and make him beat you. Because I think if you do that, life will be exponentially easier for you. Number 2, you got to sustain drive. So we've seen it with this offense where it does a really good job of coming out on fast starts and scoring points, but after that, like specifically in the 3rd and 4th quarters, like they get stagnant. Kevin O'Connell seems to struggle outside of scripted plays. So this offense has to get back on the horse here. I'm going to stop saying it. It's got to get better. It's got to continue to get better. It's got to continue to take shots, establish the running game, which we'll get into here in a bit. But you got to put points on the board, and you got to keep pressure on the opposing defense. Number 3 is you got to get after Joe Flacco. So obviously, Joe Flacco still has it. He's got a very underrated arm. He's honestly got one of the better arms in the league that we've seen. But overall, Joe Flacco, yes, he's another year older, but that does not mean he still can't get the job done. He's a very respectable quarterback. And I think if you put pressure on him and create turnovers for your team, this could potentially come out as a win for the Vikings. But again, I think what it really comes down to is obviously putting pressure on him, but also making him make a couple of mistakes, whether that is interceptions or incomplete balls, whatever it is. You got to get after Joe Flacco, and you got to find a way to get sacks. You got to, like, this defense has to get back to where it was in terms of putting pressure on the quarterback. Number 4 is protection. So obviously losing Christian Darrisaw against the Rams was not ideal. And it sucks because he was already having a really respectable season after signing that contract extension with the Vikings in the offseason. And so I don't know that Cam Robinson is going to start at left tackle. Maybe it will be David Quessenberry, however you say it. That's fine, but you got to protect Sam Darnold. You got to be able to run the football, and I think you got to be able to protect Sam Darnold. Like that is so integral, especially for how he is playing this year. He's actually been pretty good. So if you can protect Sam Darnold, and then number 5, establish the run, I think the Vikings can come out with a win, because we've seen it in spurts over the last couple of weeks, but it has been something that has been sorely missed. Like I need to see Aaron Jones go off. I need to see Ty Chandler get things going here. I need to see even Sam Darnold just continue to scramble when he's got a little bit of time. Just go ahead and take those yards in front of you. So I think you have to establish the run here. You got to find a way to get Aaron Jones going, whether it's in the screen game or in the run game as well, because you got to keep defenses honest and just keep them on their toes. And so I think that if you can do all those things, you will most likely come out with a win over the Indianapolis Colts. And if you're the Vikings, you got to win this one. Got to win it. So overall, let us know what you guys think, though. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below, and we'll see you on the next video.